didn't make any splits. You can see it's a little slow getting going here, but it'll be roaring here in a minute. And we're going to change some oil. The old Polaris 450 here. It's back on wheels. And it's time for an oil change. I haven't done anything with it. I've had it for almost a year. So differential transmission oil needs to be changed. And front differential needs to be changed. And engine oil. So of course, all that pulling wood and stuff over the winter, it's very hard on, especially with tracks, very hard on the you know, differentials, transmissions. It's extreme use, right? So it's time to get that stuff changed up, and then have nice clean oil in there for the summer. So now I'll just take some rides on it, probably here and there. Probably use it to put in the boat in and out of the water, and that's about it. Going around the yard in the summertime. So yeah, I figure once a year at least on that stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what the oil looks like. If it looks really, really bad, then I might have to make an exception and do it a couple times a year, but I'll take you through and show you. Now we got something going. Hey, right on. Okay, so we're doing a differential or transmission, 4 reverse. All that's in the differential on this bike, even though it's belt drive. So I just pulled the plug. Oil's draining there now. It's dirty, but it's not horrible considering. So it's time to do it for sure. Now let's look at the plug. So a lot of these got magnetic plugs. Yeah, magnetic plug, and it's full of very fine stuff, which is normal, okay? Yeah, very fine. Nothing, no chunks of anything in there, so just normal wear and tear. See that gunk? That's just very minuscule things, and that's what this plug is for, to pick up all that in the oil. But yeah, so we'll just let that drain for a bit. It's cold, so we're gonna let that drain for a bit, for a while, and then we'll pop this plug back in. And then over on this side here is the fill plug. So that's it right there. Now I got to come up with a system to get oil in there, because I don't know if I got a funnel that's going to work. I might have to use a hose or something, or some special bottle. Let's see what I got kicking around for that. While I wait for that to drain, just do some other checks here, right? Just overall, I'm looking for leaks. I'm looking the air cleaner. That's clean. Pretty clean. It's got a filter, a paper filter with a screen over it, and that's pretty. Yeah, it's really clean, right? It's just a pre-cleaner type thing. I got the drain plug out now, just waiting for, there's no magnet on that one. So I'm still waiting. We've got a couple drips still there. So I'm getting ready now to fill that up in a second. I did find a bottle that's going to work for us. So I got this here, this extreme pressure 80-90, which is what I bought yesterday, just in the liter can. So I'll use this jug for filling. So it's about a liter, I think, goes in that transmission. So, so I got a couple changes there. So I'll put that in there now in a second. So then we'll get at the engine oil after. Just finished up draining the engine oil. Yeah, just finished that. Just letting it drip there. Still filling up the gear case back here. Got the bottle stuck in there. It's going slow, of course, spilling a bit. You can never do it without spilling it for some reason, right? So I bought the kit, oil change kit for this, because I didn't. The book was kind of scarce on information, but I did find it after. So I bought the kit to see what they had. So I'm wanting to see what they had here for oil. Fully synthetic, minus 40 to 40 degrees. So good wide range there, fully synthetic oil. So of course on the box it gives you more information. There's a 0.50 for, so if we had really cold temperatures like in the minuses, we don't get anywhere near 40. You know, minus 20 is a cold day. So this 550 or 5W50 is what we have here. But it says here aftermarket 1040. So guess what? Next time, and that was my problem. I didn't know what the substitute, and I know there's the thing you got to watch out for with small engines are the clutches, if there is such a thing in your engine. Like the bike here would have a clutch, a wet disc clutch, so you got to make sure you got a proper oil for that. It's very critical. And also the sprag clutch for the starters. So a lot of the starters in these, it's not like a vehicle. The starter engages in a gear, and within that gear there's a what they call a sprag clutch. You'd have to go look it up. Sprag, S-P-A-R-G. Yeah, it's S-P-A-R-G. Sprag clutch. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anyways, if you don't have the right oil for that, that can, you can have problems with that in a short time. So that's what I was concerned about. They're just saying here 1030, 1040 aftermarket. So guess what? This is what this machine's getting after. I personally don't agree with synthetic oils, and it's from my experience years ago. We had a place I worked. It was a guy coming from an oil company in the States, and he talked about synthetic oil. And synthetic oil don't absorb moisture very well. And guess what? We're living in the most the dampest climate in North America or South America, probably the world. Anyways, right? So that's not a good thing. Plus, you're paying more for this, and it does the same job, right? It's the dino oil, they call it, right? Dinosaur oil, and it's much cheaper. So, change it a little more often if you feel inclined to do so. But when the oil gets dirty, you like to change it. So whether it's synthetic or regular oil. So if you're going to do it regular oil, then it's going to cost you a lot less. So you can afford to change it a couple times versus one of these, right? I forget what I paid for this kit. It was upwards of 60-70 bucks for like two liters of oil, and a gasket, a washer for the plug, and a filter. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know what this is by itself, but I'm pretty sure this is also like 15 or 20 bucks by itself. I will try to find a substitute for this. I've done that in the past and saved piles of money. And I'm going to do something else that most of you probably wouldn't agree with, but like I say, in my experience, I've been 20 plus years as a mechanic, and with my own, I always do my own changes of oil of everything I do. I only change the oil filters usually every second time, because you look at that filter, that's a lot of filtration. If I got issues with my engine, I'm going to plug this filter within one oil change. Changing the filter every time is not going to save me anything. It's I got something major going on. So just whether the oil filter is clean, dirty, half dirty, it won't matter. So every 2 oil changes is plenty. I know this thing was changed before I got it. The guy told me, he took it to the garage. They would have put everything in it, of course. They would have sold them, it's all marketing, right? You need this, you need this, you need that. So this all would have been done before, because he told me he took it to the shop at the dealership and had it all done. So I know it was done. The oil is dark now, it's a little dirty, but it's nothing nowhere near bad for the engine or nothing. It's not going to hurt it. So I'm going to save this for the next time, and then by that time I'll find an aftermarket, maybe, or I'll find a cheaper source probably. If not, no big deal, I'll just keep buying these. But I won't be buying synthetic oil to go in the engine, because you're wasting your money, right? I never do that for any of my vehicles, and I've never had any issues with engines ever. And I've always bought the cheapest oil on the market, because guess what? Oil is all coming at, there's only like 3 or 4 places, refineries in North America that makes oil. And how many labels are there? There's, I'll say, hundreds of labels of different oil, but guess what? It's all coming at the same place. So you're just being fooled by marketing, and you're throwing your money away if you're buying extra good oil, or what you think is extra good oil, because it costs extra money. So anyway, that's a bit of a sore spot with me, as you can tell. I can go on and on about that. But this guy that gave us a conference on oil, he was from an oil company, and he said, for our environment, synthetic oil. They bought some new trucks, and they had synthetic oils in the front axles. The axles were taken at wheel bearings. On a heavier truck for snow plowing, there's oil filled in the hubs. It's not grease. It's oil. Couldn't keep the wheel bearings in the trucks. Changed it to regular dyno oil. Never had a hitch. Lasted. Because the oil, synthetic oil, don't mix well with water, or something to do with the moisture. And regular oil it absorbs it. It, I guess, turns it into steam, and it dissipates or something. I don't know the science behind that, but that was his theory, and that's what he did, and it worked. Therefore, I'm not a fan of synthetic oil. I never buy it unless it's all I'm left to buy, right? So in this case, I did buy it. That's what's in the machine. No big deal. I'll use it this time because, like I said, I bought this kit because I wanted information, basically. So I bought this. I want to know what kind of oil I can substitute with. Sometimes you can't always substitute. So that's what we're doing here now. So there's my long-winded theory on oils. Leave me some comments. See what you think. I'd love to entertain a conversation about this. So I'm a firm believer that the oil change recommendations that's put out by all the manufacturers are just for marketing. Not just, but I mean mostly for marketing. In my line of work, in mining, I change thousands and thousands and thousands of liters of oil, perfectly good oil, and then put back perfectly more good oil, right? New oil. The oil comes out, I'll say 95% of the time, other than the engine oil probably, differentials and wheel bearings and all that kind of stuff, transmissions, not a thing wrong with it. Therefore, they buy new equipment from big manufacturers, and yeah, the manufacturers mightn't get to sell the oil, but guess what? The filters, we're talking $10,000 just for the parts. Probably is $10,000 just for the filters. We're talking a full pallet load of filters for some of this equipment. So you can understand why the manufacturers say you must change the oil in this amount of time, and so on, right? It's all resale after they sell you the product, right? If you got a vehicle on warranty, you got to keep doing what they say. They kind of got you, but a lot of vehicles are over serviced, and yeah, I mean most everything's over serviced. So we got 2 oils done, 1 more to go, and that's the most difficult, I think. I looked at it briefly before, so let's see. So the front diff. So I'm just trying to think now where the plug. Where did I find the plug? I think it's over on this side. The fill plug is hidden behind, I think, the bracket for the winch or something like that. The drain. Let me see. Oh, the drain is right there. Okay, so that's easy. Now the fill. That was the problem. Fill. Nope. There, yeah. Now you can see it. Yeah. Oil's a bit dirty. Just pull the plugs. Not much oil in this front differential. And here's the plug right here. I haven't inspected it yet. Same thing as the rear. I don't think this was changed with the last oil change of this bike, like the engine oil. I think these diffs didn't get done, I don't think. Maybe not even ever, I'm not sure. But it's definitely due, definitely time, right? There's a magnet on this as well. All very fine particles, like just grit, not even grit actually. So yeah. So, and there's some kind of special oil in this front differential. I couldn't buy it aftermarket. It's this demand drive fluid. Yeah, so there's clutches and stuff in there. So there's a case where you have to you're kind of forced to buy their stuff because you don't know what's in there, what additives, and that's the time you try to substitute this time, it'll blow up on you. So this is $30, I think this was, but I'd get at least 3 changes probably out of this or something, right? So it's not too bad. Yeah. Whereas the differential takes about 1 liter, and it's just regular gear oil, so that's good. I'll save some money on that one. But I had to move the winch. I had to unbolt the winch and move it to get at this plug, which is a bit of a nuisance. So let's let that drain, and then we'll get some new stuff in there. So there's a very simple rule in mechanics. When you got you're changing oils, there's no dipstick. You drain shit out to the bottom, and then when you're filling up through the fill, you pour shit in until shit flows out. So to the bottom of the hole, in other words, and then she's full. That's it. So that's what we did there. I had to remove 2 bolts here on either side, move the winch. And now I gotta put guard goes on here. Here. Torques. There we go. There you have it. That was the front oil change. And you can see I only used, I don't know, 100 mils or something like there. So I got enough for 3 or 4 changes in this, so that's not bad. So there you have it. There's the service oil change, air filter, all that stuff on the Polaris 450. I think this, according to the manual, this bike is a similar 450 or up to the 570. Pretty much the same bike, just, you know, the engine's a little bigger. I'm good for, I'd say, honestly, I put a lot of use on it. I'm good for a year, because I'll, you know, it'll get very light use over the summer, and then it'll be in the woods again for next winter. So anyways, thanks for joining me here on this and how to service this bike. You may have one like it, or you may give you some ideas on how to do a similar thing on a bike like yours. Well, the time has come. We have to move again. Yes. Move. This will be my, I think, 33, which is crazy. Anyways, that doesn't count. That doesn't count, Holly says. Yes, it do count, because we lived here for 5 months. Believe it or not, 5 months have come and gone. This is all the wood we have left. That's it. Nothing left out there. Nothing left. But we're not moving today, but we are starting to move some things. So Holly is being busy. The stove is going pretty good right now. Holly is doing some things, getting ready. Gotta move a computer. How do you feel about moving, Holly? You're getting around awesomely with your new hip. And the bed is out here because she can't get around with the walker. So we had to live in the main part of the house. So that's basically what we've been doing for the last, what's it been, is there 4th week? The 4th week. 4th week, brand new hip.
3 days.
In case you didn't know, she fell down, smashed her hip. The hip was in bad condition because of her arthritis. They just cut it out, new parts. Right. How do you feel about moving back to the trailer?
I'm excited.
Excited, even though it's still not summer yet, but we'll survive.
There's a lot of things I love about being at the trailer.
Yes, we love our place. I miss it. So we'll be there. It's still cold out, still snow on the ground, still everything's wet and so on. But anyway, we got what, 3-4 days left here, and that's it. And then Penny will be happy to get back there too, so she'll be outside more often. So anyhow, yeah, that's what we're up to here, and we got to get going and start moving some stuff. Holly don't feel herself today. Hey? What are you doing? Try it.
Try it?
Yeah.
Things are crazy around here.
Yeah. Time to go.
Just don't feel myself.
Just don't feel yourself. That's good. I don't know what's happening. We are into spring, according to the calendar, but we just had big double snow. This is definitely Sheila's brush, which is a significant snowfall in March. Now I'm going to grab the scoop because the snowblower's put away. The quad's got the tires back on it. The snow plow is right there. I mean, I could put the plow on with wheels, but I'm not going to fool with that. The bike is in the garage there, all serviced up and dry and stuff. So I'm just going to go grab the scoop. I'm going to make a couple pushes out by the road, and good enough. This is going to start melting here maybe in a couple of days. What is the most unusual thing you've ever had for breakfast, I wonder? I want to share. This morning I do have some sort of meat every morning, and always eggs. So this morning I had chicken hearts and duck eggs. that's not real normal. You can't get that in a restaurant. So tell me, shoot me a comment. Tell me, give me some ideas of some kind of things that you guys have for breakfast. I'm curious to find out. I know fish is a lot of, might come up in the comments as some people, but yeah, I mean, you know, oatmeal, toast, cereal, yeah, all this normal stuff. But yeah, duck eggs and chicken hearts, and it was yummy. Down to our last junk of wood right there, that piece of juniper. Last full junk. And we're making that last as long as we can, and we got a couple pieces of slab here. That's it, no more wood. No more, we are moving out of here. Holly's got everything kind of picked up and laid out here. I gotta start moving. We got a lot of stuff moved already. And Holly's just relaxing over there. Yeah, we won't be long getting out of here. Hey Holly. Times will be go pretty good. No, she's not happy the way she looks this morning. She's covering up herself. A pretty good snowfall last night, and yeah, it's gonna be a little rough for a few days starting out at the trailer. Lots of snow around, but we got a good furnace down there, and hopefully our water don't freeze, so wish us luck. Hey, today is moving day. We're out of here. This is our last. We've ran out of wood a couple days ago, so we said, you know what? We're out of here. No, just kidding. We intentionally ran out of wood a couple days ago. And now we're going back to the trailer. The weather's getting nice, sunny today. And yeah, it's just our time to go back to the trailer and start be down closer to the homestead where we're working every day on that. So here we go. Everything is just in a shambles here. The pool table is filled up with stuff that Holly's got. My desk area, that's coming apart today. This is all going back. Cleaning up the wood stove area. And then we got all this going. Hey Penny, you ready to go home? Ready to go home, Penny? Yay! Okay, let's go. Let's start moving. There's another load. We've had many loads I've taken in this vehicle. Every time I go down there now, this time of year, or this last couple of weeks, I've been taking stuff, you know. We've carried a lot of stuff up here. Anyhow, it's only 1,000 feet down the road. So we've had a good 5 months here. And thanks to the guys that rented it to us, and it worked out great. So like I said, come hell or high water, that cabin down there for next winter, that's gonna be our home. It might only be just a big wide open space with a bucket in the corner and food in the other corner and a bed in another corner, but we're gonna be staying in that next winter. I think I'll do better than that, but when it comes to progress, but we'll see. You know, that's the minimum, I guess. And of course the wood stove. We'll have the wood stove and lots of wood to burn for next winter. So anyways, let's get this stuff down. Here she be. I put the umbrella back in, just like going to an island and staking your claim, I guess. So yeah, look how beautiful it is. We get sun here first thing in the morning. We don't get that at that house. I wouldn't want to be up at that place for any longer, I tell you. The sun, Holly loves the sun, so do I. So here we go. Here's our view. Lots of snow. We just had this a couple days ago. We got to get, this will melt here pretty quick. So it's gonna be probably a rough week or two. Not too rough. I mean, we got the hose here for the water. So I just filled up the tank yesterday. And there's one little small line about a foot, and I put some insulation around that, so hopefully that don't freeze on us. And all the other plumbing is inside the trailer, so it'll stay warm and we should be fine. The big tank shouldn't freeze, and we're not going to get that cold. I think the coldest it's going to get is probably 5 or 7. Okay, that's one load today, so I'll leave that now for Holly. Holly will be down shortly, hopefully. Oh yeah, I just love being out here with the sun. Look at the harbour this morning. It kind of shished over overnight. It's supposed to go plus above 0 today, so that's good. I love this time of year, especially when the sun is shining. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's go up in the shop and get the fire going and get some heat up there. Fire burns hardly anything for wood, so I just get a fire going in the morning, shut it right down, and it stays warm all day. I want to talk about my chimney in my shop. A few videos back, I talked about I couldn't light a fire because my chimney wasn't right, and it's never going to be right 100%. But 90% of the time I can get a fire in, no big deal. So this is what's happening, because I had some suggestions, but I don't know if people see the whole picture here. So here's my chimney, right? Now it's more than 2 feet above my roof, but the problem is this building. So in order for that to be okay and work properly, that building needs to be 10 feet, at least 10 feet away from this one. And that's not the case. So the problem is this building creates, I don't know what wind, or blocks wind or something. So when I get a wind strong this way, that's from the east, a gusty wind from this way, it comes in here and I guess it stops or something, and it creates down for whatever reason. In order for this to be correct, 100% correct, I'd have to go another probably 2 lengths up and then brace and all that stuff. I don't have any plans of doing that right now. I really don't. Yeah, maybe, well, even 1 length might even work better for sure. I might do that. Well, I'm gonna wait and see. I'm going back on my word here. I might wait and see till I get because this is not the right stove. This stove's going in our house, right? This is a very expensive stove. The other stove is coming up here, so I'm gonna see how that works first. But I might get another length. I think every length on this would make a difference. So, anyways, you know, that's the deal on the chimney. What's going on? I know. Yes, and here it is. I put the pole, the canopy or flag on the island.
You
staked our claim for forever, hopefully.
Brian and Holly.
This is it, the move, hey?
It's the second last move.
Yes.
The second last move.
We've had a lot.
For some reason it's getting easier.
Yes. We've had a lot of things happen since we moved out of here. We went on a holiday back in December. No, December.
Holiday / honeymoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
we got married.
Right.
Then we went on our holiday / I call it honeymoon.
That was before, but anyways,
right?
Yeah.
And then we moved all of our stuff out to the cabin.
Yeah. Well, we moved from here first. Then we went on a holiday. Then we got married. And then, yeah. And then you broke your hip.
I broke my hip.
But it's been what, 4 weeks?
4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. And you're almost up to, you're running again, but you're not quite up to the marathon stage yet.
No, people are asking me, how's the leg coming? And I say, great, as long as I call it.
That's right.
Anyway, I still can't bend. So that's going to be a long time before I'm allowed to do that. So yeah. Brian's doing all the heavy work. Aren't you? Well, you're always doing the heavy work.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing a bunch of everything. Putting the mill together, building a shed, getting the water going, getting this place going. That's it. It's just something every day is always something. So let's go in. I get all this set up yesterday, and so yeah, I should be able to put it back together here. Pretty easy, Holly.
Okay. Well, it's getting getting fuller. Oh, it doesn't smell too bad in here.
No, it shouldn't. I got the dehumidifier on. Lights. Here we go. Another load. What a beautiful evening here. What a beautiful evening. The water is gorgeous. Hey, Penny. Huh? Do you like being home? Do you? You like being home? Do you? Do you like being home? Yeah? Let's see how Holly is doing with putting things away. How we doing, Holly?
Oh, fine.
Good? Getting to bed ready, eh?
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And the second main thing, the second most important thing is the food.
Well, food's gonna have to wait.
Okay. Alright, I'll leave you. It's too cold. We're having a crisis. We have no water. No water, and our sewers froze up. We're in a bit of trouble. We've been here now for 4 or 5 days. We were getting plus temperatures in the day, cold at night. Okay, we can live with that. Last 3 days in a row, we had -8 last night. The trailer's got no protection at all. Only had like a foot of intake pipe or intake water suction from the tank up to the top to the. All the rest of the plumbing for the trailer, the fresh water, all the plumbing is inside, so it's kept warm. But there's that suction from the main tank. It's about a foot of it. And I wrapped insulation around it, but it caught last night. Now we got no water. Well, first of all, we lost our sewer because our tub started filling up after we were kind of cleaning some dishes. So that's kind of disheartening. So I couldn't get a shower last night. So here we are now. Today is not going to get above. It's like, man, where the hell is spring? Like, come on. Look at the snow here. Like, you'd think it was January or February. It's actually April. I just went in and checked it. The actual fill tap for the trailer, for the hose, is caught, but drinking water, we do have some, so I'm gonna get it while I can. Now I did wrap it, and I'll show you what I got done here. Now this is saying it's just barely, I can't trust this though. This is just, or no, it's below, yeah, just barely below. So well, I got the heater put in there, and just to keep, you know, if it's caught is one thing, but I don't want it to break, bust, right? That's the bad part, if it blows up and busts. I filled up the tank the other day, and when I'm going off, okay. Yeah, right there is where the pipe is. So I filled the tank, because that's what we do. We fill the tank, use a pressure pump on the system. I don't have direct, so I can keep this. I can keep this drain when we're not using it, and when the temperature gets in the plus side, then we can fill the tank, right? And usually that was happening every day, but now we've had this is like the 3rd day in a row of no above zero. So tomorrow is another day. So we got tomorrow and the next day before we get plus temperatures. So we got another 48 hours probably. No, not 48. Another 36 hours probably. So that's the tank. Jeez. I think the tank is frozen solid. Feels like it. That's not good. This is worse than I thought. Gray water tanks froze solid, and our fresh water tank is froze solid. This is not good. Not good. And I don't have any insulated tarps. I got no heater, so yeah, we're in trouble. When you're living in remote communities, people are pretty good to each other. I just made a couple calls, and now I got a what do you call it, heater, diesel heater, like a frost fighter, salamander, whatever you want to call them. Got one of those going. I got an insulated tarp, thanks to my guys where I get my eggs from. They had some stuff there, so yeah. So it's pretty toasty underneath here. So we got to get the 2 tanks, the gray water tank and the freshwater tank right there. So hopefully a couple hours on this, some heat, get some water moving. Hopefully we're okay. Uh-oh, that's not good. I gotta tend to this heater. Okay, she's still going. Okay, it's pretty warm under there right now. And the wind is coming from the opposite side here, so that's blocking the wind. So it's pretty warm in there, so a few hours of that and we should be good, I hope. I just tried to water and it did build pressure, so fingers crossed on that. I might have to, might leave it going all day, let it run. And then if I can get the sewer, I say sewer, but it's the gray water, like shower or sink. Nothing toxic, of course. If I can get that flush going, then I should be good. We should be good. Anyway, fingers crossed, guys. We are out of a crisis situation now. We got the water, the gray water is running, it's emptied. So our tub is empty now. I can get a shower tonight. And fresh water is, yeah, our fresh water is good. We got water, so that's good. And our system for drinking water, that's up and running. So yeah, we had 3 things go wrong there. So anyway, we got some heat. I'm gonna leave it there. I got the heat turned off right now because it's fairly warm out. It might be right around 0. Tonight it'll go down, so I'm gonna, just in case it catches tonight, I got the heater system all there ready to go for tomorrow. So cross our fingers for that. And then it looks like we're out of the woods, so to speak. So because we're getting plus temperatures for days next week and so on. So anyways, it wasn't very nice, but now we're back and running, so that's good.